Hello there. A bit of an unboxing, another technical thing today. A package has just arrived, so let's have a look and see what's inside. And we've got a Wowstick. I think it's the Xiaomi with a little information card entirely in Chinese. Excellent. So this is the Wowstick. It's a battery powered screwdriver, 69 in 1 apparently. We can see the details here. Lithium ion battery. It's the 1F Plus model. It's a reasonable size, you can see, and sort of where it's come from. It's nice. It's a nice box. That looks pretty professional. It's got the sort of dock at the bottom, but let's get it open, shall we? Pretty reasonable packaging that's come in, the cardboard box, and then this slip case. So yeah, we just slide that out. It says the outer sheath we can get rid of, and then we'll start opening. So first off, we've got the screw pad. It says here even I'm a screw pad. We'll pop that open, and all this packaging. So that's like a magnetic base, is the idea. With it's got a grid on this side, which could be handy. You could use it to label things, maybe with a write-off, a wipe-off marker. Although it is quite dark, as you can probably see. But it's a way, at least with the grid, you can sort of lay out your screws as you take them out, which helps it all go back together again. Let's go for accessories. I'm a case, so I guess this is going to be the case that everything goes into. Pop open the end. It's a silica gel packet, do not eat. And that's quite a sleek case. It looks a bit like a glasses case. It's slightly soft to the plastic on the outside. It's white, which is, I think the sort of grey, dark grey would have gone better, especially in like an industrial setting, but inside it's grey at least. It's just a magnetic closure, that's really nice, it snaps together. So we'll see, hopefully there's enough space to store everything in there. We'll put that off to one side. Let's go for it. So, I'm a dual power screwdriver. Home tools. Warning, please stay away from infants. Fair enough. It's all, it's quite sort of funky packaging, quite cute I guess. We'll get rid of that. And there's the screwdriver, the main event itself. The Wowstick. Precision screwdriver, dual power mix. On the end we've got micro USB for charging. There we go. And obviously the business end where we put the bits in. And I think it's a case you sort of hold it and you push one way. Yeah, you push down here, you get clockwise. Push down here, you get anti-clockwise. And I mean it's a pretty quick spinning speed. But yeah, I'll keep going. Accessories, I'm a base. So I think this is the going to be the stand. Yeah, okay. So that's reasonably deep. It's got the sort of logo on, and it sort of just sits in, I guess. Yeah, I suppose that's sort of handy. You could have it on the bench with you, and then it's just a case of dropping in, and you're ready to go. Actually, there's a bit of a defect just there, a bit of like spurious plastic. You can maybe see. Yeah. There's a good weight to that base, and how it goes in. There's probably enough depth there that you could have leave your bits poking out. If you do that, it's going to keep it easily grabbable, but not take up too much of your workspace. Which is pretty handy. But with it being round, if you were to put it on your workspace, it could potentially roll off. So it's a good idea. We'll keep going. I'm a toolbox, accessories. Okay, so this is the all the bits and pieces. We've got some screws in a little glass jar with a screw lid. That's quite interesting. Yeah. there's oh yeah, a magnetizer and demagnetizer. It's really handy when you've got when you're trying to pick up screws. You can rub your the tip of the screwdriver in the magnetizer to give it a magnetic pickup, or the demagnetizer to remove that. There's a sort of guitar pick, which I think is sort of cut away. I think the idea of that is to pry open electrical devices. It's quite handy. Likewise, a suction cup for sort of trying to remove things, maybe small screens, and a very short flat ribbon USB charging cable. But yeah, it's good that it's included. Bits group. So these will be all the bits, the ends for the screwdriver, and that's pretty nice. Sort of lists on the outside of the packaging what everything is. It's very rubbery plugs on the end. So we open that, and yeah, they all come out as one. So we can just choose which bit we want. Say this one, for example. Pop it in the screwdriver, and that's just held in there magnetically, and then there we go. We can now drive screws. I was saying I think it's long enough for a bit, but actually these extra long bits, they do go all the way through. But because of the sort of angle, as long as you don't mind the tip of the screwdriver sitting on your workbench, it will go in still. Yeah, and it doesn't fall over. Well, it's reasonably sturdy. I wouldn't. Yeah, like a soft plastic pad on the bottom. These are obviously long reach bits for going down into the bottom of a deep hole. If we try one of these square drive ones, that sits in fine. So yeah, your standard bits, it should sit fine. Yeah, here we've got the square ones. That's Robertson drive, I think, isn't it? There's some security bits, triangle, slotted, flathead, more of those, and the long reach ones. So we'll pop that back in to this little rubber tube. I think the idea of this is that they sit in the accessories case like that, or possibly you can take one of them with you out of the three in the accessories case. So we've got another one. This is the X1. Could have done them in order. I suppose this is the X3. So this is maybe your sort of more security bits. Not as regularly used. Okay. Yeah, that helps to come out. Yeah, so these are your sort of standard Phillips, flat blade, hex head. Yeah. So that's probably going to be the majority of what you'll want. So to travel with it, that's probably the one that's going to live in the slipcase. And we'll try the X2, the second set of bits. And the rubber end has stayed in the packaging. Oops, there we go. Yeah, this is so it's a bigger hex, and all your Torx bits. The larger ones, they appear to be safety Torx. They've got the hole in the middle, security Torx. Sorry. And there's the tri-wing, which I know Nintendo are particularly keen on using to try and keep you out of things. Yeah, that's handy. I mean, that's the sort of largest drive you'll get, which is it's just the same both sides. It's just straight through on the hex. Yeah. So we'll use that one since it's pretty big and to hand. Pop that in, and we'll get. You can really see it spin there. That light's quite nice. That's going to help you see where you are when you're making adjustments. And it seems pretty quick. And then it's a reasonably high torque. It seems to have 2 stages. It does say that it's it does quote 2 torque levels, and I guess there's a sort of for high speed torque, and then it swaps to the low speed torque, and that's really trying to turn. That's it's not going to be good for any big screws, but for most electronic stuff that might be quite nice actually. We'll pop that back in. Oops. it looks like these end caps, there's actually just a little sort of plastic lug that it can slip over like that, and that's going to help you pull the tube out, I guess. Yeah. Alright, so let's put it to real use. The advantage of this, of course, over something more like your sort of traditional kit, it's all the same bits, obviously, so if I needed anything that wasn't included, although I think there's not a great deal of difference, to be honest, but the benefit over sort of, you know, an iFixit or anything similar is obviously the powered drive to it. So for sort of longer screws, you don't have to spin it all the way, because that can get a little bit tedious at times, spinning away. In terms of torque, going to be better off with sort of a traditional screwdriver, I'd imagine, but it's another sort of accessory in the arsenal, I guess. So we're going to have just to take a few screws out. I need to strap down this radio for a bit of cleaning, a bit of maintenance. So yeah, we're going to take off some of the fittings. So we'll start with these carrying lugs on the side, and we'll open up. We'll find what sort of seems to be an appropriate size Phillips, a reasonable size, yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. There's a little bit of magnetism on the tip. For dropping on the part tray, it just stays there, which is good. I'm going to try a bit more magnetism, so I'll just stroke it through the magnetise field, pop it on. So the first, when I press the reverse button, it's not enough torque to actually, it just stalls. But if I press the button and then just twist manually, it starts to come out, which is great. And now I've magnetised it, that's a really positive hold on the screw. It's not wanting to come off, which is fantastic for the reverse operation when you're putting them together, because you can just put the screw on the tip and pop it in the hole, which is you know, this is obviously fine, I could hold it, but if it was a really tight you know, restricted access, then you know, it gives you a good way to hold on to things. So yeah. Yeah, easy as that. That's yeah, that's really nice, actually. It's quick, at least. It's that's I guess the thing. If you just have a load of screws to put in and take out, you're not worrying about spinning your screwdriver. And the magnetic parts tray is good. Having said that, I did just drop a screw though. Yeah. So I guess the idea with the, especially with the grid on the magnetic pad, is that you can sort of lay out the screws in the order that you took them out, in the sort of patterns. With something like this, they're all the same size, so I'm not too fussed about that. But that's a handy tool. I'd imagine as well, you know, it takes any small parts, they're magnetic, they're sticking to it. Yeah, even with the screws on a side, they're coming out, and there's a steel plate in the back of this case. So if I was to try and, it's not really magnetic enough to attach to sort of a surface that's not horizontal. Sorry, yeah, that's not flat. Check out this. But yeah, I could imagine, you know, if you had something like a steel side of a cabinet or maybe something like that, you could just snap it onto the side of. Well, hey, this is actually a flexible magnetic thing. Yeah, I imagine you could maybe snap it to the side of a cabinet, or yeah, I've just tried that on the radiator here. It snaps onto the radiator sort of. Nicely, so yeah, that'll be convenient for when you're working. But yeah, that's the Wowstick. It seems to be a fairly nice tool. This was from Banggood. It was about £20, which is pretty reasonable, I guess. Yeah. So we'll try this, strip some pieces, some things with it, and see how it holds up. See what the sort of battery life is. And thank you for watching.